Good afternoon, internet. And well, is it afternoon? It is afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon. It's the 15th of December. And yeah, it's another cold day again, but still, never mind, we're in the garage. It's chillier in here though today. Right, so today is another step in the service, the winter service for the Himalayan. So the oil change is what's going to happen today. Now what I've done is I took the bash plate off. One bash plate, look at that. Isn't that a nice clean bash plate? To be fair, it wasn't very dirty, but I give it a bit of a clean anyway. So that's all ready to be put back on. Now I don't normally take it off when I change the oil, but with it off you don't have to worry about all the oil running in to the bash plate. I've got this, hang on a sec. Oh my god, I've got this that I normally use, you know, and it's like a pre-shaped funnel that you can make, and I'll put that under the bash plate. We won't be needing this time though, because the bash plate's been taken off. But while the bash plate's off, what I'm going to do is my GT85, I'm going to do all the underneath of the frame and the engine and all the bits and pieces which are underneath, give it a good coating with this prior to putting the bash plate back on. Now, there are people, and I know, who say, oh, GT85, well, no, there's much better than that. And to be fair, there well may be, but I've used GT85 on my bikes for years, literally years. And I mean, look at the Transalp, 34 years old, not a bit of rust on it, because I always kept it coated up with GT85, not so much in the summer, but certainly, you know, over the winter months, you know, the autumn I'd start it, and over the winter months. And of course, when I used to live in the UK, I used to find it even more important then, because you've got the salt, you've got the added, you know, because they salt the roads, and then salt, as we all know, I mean, it's horrendous. But I still continue to use it on all my bikes here because, okay, we may have lost the salt because round here they don't salt the roads. But with the farmers and the mud, I mean, it makes a right mess of the bike. So to be fair, so anyway, so that's what I use. I've always used GT85. I will continue to use GT85. And yes, I know probably that other people think what they use is far better, and that's fine. That's what makes this world go round, is we've all got our own opinion. It's like when it comes to brakes and things like that, I use copper slip. That's what I use. I was brought up on copper slip grease. I've been using copper slip since I've been in my teens, literally in my teens, when I first started at the ripe, no, not the ripe, the young, tender age of like, what was I, 15, 16, when I had my first Push Maxi, Push Maxi, them were the days, one pedal, get it going, sorted. You know, copper slip, my uncle said, you know, you want to use this, and I've used it ever since. And other people use other things, you know, silicon-based grease they use nowadays, and that's fine. That's, you know, it's got to be about what you want to use. And so I always remember, I think it was last year, one of the videos that I did last year, I had this guy come on, and I always say, you know, comments are really important, you know, get a discussion going. That's how people look. I don't know everything, far from it. And sometimes someone will say, well, you know what, if you do it this way or that way, and that's absolutely great. But this guy came on and he said, copper slip, he said, waste of time, it's absolutely useless, you've got no rights to be saying to use that, you don't know what you're on about, and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, you think to yourself, okay, you know, he obviously doesn't like copper slip, and I get that. But there's him saying, you've got no rights to say that, but I'm using it on my bike. I'm not telling anyone out there, go and get copper slip and put it on your bike. I'm saying, this is how I do my bike. But this guy thought it was quite acceptable for him to tell me, you can't use that. And I thought to myself, you know, But never mind, such is life. Anyway, right, so today is going to be changing the oil. And so first of all, let me just show you, because on my bike, I'm just going to swing you around here in a minute. On my bike, I have to take off this one side engine bar, look, yeah, because down here, yeah, where we get the, hang on, you're probably a bit high there, down there, where we take off this to get the filter, my engine bar covers this, so I have to take this one side off here, which is no big deal. It takes literally a few minutes to get it off. So this is all, well, virtually ready, you know, as you can see. We're going to undo this. This is a 21mm nut, 2 little 8mm nuts afterwards, and we slide that out, and there's a little bit, but we'll see that. But, you know, again, people who have owned these bikes and have done this before, they won't really need this video. Excuse me, but this is for, oh, I think the camera could be in totally the wrong bit. This is for the people who, you know, maybe you've just gone and got one of these excellent bikes, and and I stand by that, they are absolutely fantastic bikes, and it might be your first time doing it. So hopefully, if that is the case, this video will give you a bit of insight and help you a bit. Right, oh, I'll tell you what, yesterday, now here's a chat, look at my poor arm. I don't know whether you can see it. Look, can you see that there? Look at that, eh? Does it show? Let me just make sure, right? Let's get there. Look, see that there? Look at that for the bruise, eh? Now that, believe it or not, that was done when I got my arm up, putting them 2 pipes, when I put the tank back on, because up inside the tank there's these two pipes, and that literally was just the side of the tank. I mean, it doesn't hurt, just the side of the tank. And that is because I take simvastatin, right? And that's a side effect of simvastatin, that is. You bruise really easy. So when they say, take simvastatin, they said, it'll do you good. They said, well, maybe it might, but it certainly doesn't do you very good for bruising. Anyway, enough of all that. Right, I'm just going to slip the watch off. And then we're going to get it drained. And then while it's draining, I'm going to go and have a coffee. And then we'll come back, and we'll put the plugs back in this side, and then we'll get the filter side out. But anyway, first things first, let's get this all undone and draining out, shall we? I'll just move the seat there, just get this down there like that, and you should be able to see there, I would think. Yeah, what do you reckon? Sorted. Okay, so right, 21mm in here. Oh, by the way, oh no, I'll show you when I get it in. Just I'm waffling again. Right, that's a bit tight. They always pull tight on the copper, on the, oh god damn it, on the that's it, it's gone. They always grip nice and tight on the washers. And take this out nice and easy. Now, I haven't undone the filler cap the other side yet. I will do. Now, as you can see, that's fairly clean oil that's coming out of there, because like I said, it hasn't particularly been in that long. There's the old copper washer, look, which, I mean, to be fair, that doesn't even look like it's even crushed down, look at that one, at all. In fact, I might not even put the new one in. I have got a new one. It comes with the filter kit. But that is that copper washer there, look. Let's just make sure that the camera is getting this here. That is absolutely fine. It's not out of shape or nothing. So I can't see the point of putting the new one on, just for the sake of it. Now, let me just show you. Again, the oil, look, yeah. Look at that oil. That is not thin at all. It's nice oil. It's not filthy dirty. So now I'm just going to go the other side, and I'm going to take out or undo the filler cap just to get a bit of air going through it all, so it can. There we go. Now again, if you look at this, what I will do when I get back round here, there's a rubber O-ring on that, so check it. Yeah, I've just checked this. It's fine. You know, it doesn't need changing. If it did, I would change it. I got plenty of O-rings, but it doesn't. So that's okay there. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to put this down here for a minute, and like I said, well, I need to let that come out a bit more. Right, so while that's dripping round, I'm going to turn you off for a bit and I'm going to go and have a coffee, and then we'll come back afterwards and we'll take out this plate here. We'll clean that off, and then we'll get the oil out and get it refilled again. So catch you in a bit. Okay, so that's still dripping a little bit, so I thought, right, while that's taking its the last few drips, so genuine Royal Enfield. I buy these, I got them in a pack. I ordered these from India. I got a pack of, I think it was 6 oil filters. I don't know how much it was now, I can't remember, but it was certainly good. So like with it you get your gasket, obviously your oil filter, and attached to each one you get your little pack with your new washers for this side, which is, you know, your little, for your two there, you know, your two little 8mm nuts that take your little drawer out, and your copper washer. But like I said, the copper washer is absolutely perfect, so I don't think we'll do that. Now again, this is preference, isn't it? This is what I use. Yeah, Silkaline, this is what I use. This is 1530, isn't it, for this? Yeah, it is. Sorry, 1550 for the Himalayan. All Royal Enfield bikes used to be this. Now they've gone back to 1040. Thank God. Makes sense, because the 1550 is a more expensive oil. But beside the point, I still use Silkaline. I think it's, you know, if you're going to look after something. But again, that's my choice. You know, a lot of people love Motul. You know, in fact, I think the dealership that I bought these bikes off, I think they use Motul, but I don't. You know, I like Silkaline. So there you go. Again, it's, you know, you use what you want to use for your bike. Again, I do believe that, see now this is fully synthetic, this one, and a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't use fully synthetic until not like it's done 1,000 miles or that. I don't know, you know. Again, it's, you got to do what you want to do. It's as simple as that. Right, let's get this back round here and have a look at this now, because this should have nearly finished now, draining away. Okay. Now, of course, it's always a bit strange, because with this being a side drain rather than underneath, it always just seems to hang on to the very last bit. You know, I don't think you actually get every last bit out, to be honest with you, but still, I mean, it doesn't get dirty oil, so it's not going to make that much big difference, is it? Okay, so there's your one out. And your other one out in a minute, and then this just this just then literally pulls off there, and you will get a bit more come out of it now, look, yeah. Okay, now again, let's just dry this off. As you can see, look, there is another rubber gasket in there. I won't say O-ring because that's not very O-ish, is it? But you know what I mean. Now again, this needs to be inspected, needs to make sure that it's not breaking down or cracking, which, to be fair, they stand the test of time, these do, you know, they really do. As you can see now you see if the bash plate was on, all that oil there, if you didn't use a flexible, would all be going inside. Hang on, I just want to get a bit of paper towel, just soak it up better. Plus the fact you can just throw it away. Yeah, but if you haven't got the bash plate on, it does make a mess. Right, make sure that all this is all nice and clean before we put this back on. I did give it a wipe over prior to taking it off. When I took the bash plate off last night, anything that was round here I cleaned off. Get all this out of here. Right, so there we go. You know, let's make sure that you're getting that rubber gasket there is fine. Yeah, there's no cracks. It stands nice and proud. In fact, it stands very proud. So that's going to be okay there. No problems. So that's ready to go back on. We're just going to put him down there in a minute. Okay, now in here there is a little, I might have to get some pliers to get this out, just to grab hold of it. Hang on, bear with me. I just try not to yank this out too much. It will come, that's it. And again, yeah. And just inspect this to make sure. What you don't want to see on there is bits of metal. Now there isn't, those are just bubbles, look. Yeah, that is spotlessly clean, which is always a nice sign. Yeah, but we'll give it a wipe over just to make sure. Now this is slightly tapered and will only go in one way. Yeah. And I'm just going to put that down here and get myself a bit more cleaner piece. Well, in fact, a very clean piece. But as you can see, that's nice and clean. There's no dirt there. Yeah. I think Royal Enfield fitted this because their sump plug isn't magnetic. And to be fair, this probably does or would do a better job, or does do a better job than a magnetic sump plug. So yeah. Okay, but it is, if you look at that, it's slightly tapered and will only go in the one way. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to put him, just rest him there. Now this is where this, look, in here, this like goes, look, there's quite a lot of oil. See this, see, look, see. Now if you don't mind getting your finger in here and swishing this out, you can see this is, you know, the oil is nice and clean. There you go. You can get the last few bits out of there. It is a very slow process, this is. I'm going to get your fingers stuck in there when you do this, by the way. I think the ambulance driver would have a bit of problem checking you and the bike. Oh dear, still near my day. You shouldn't go sticking your fingers in places where it's not wanted. Right, okay. So, get most of this stuff there. Now we can refit this side on here. I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't dirty oil, you know. It's, and the little bit of oil that's left in there, it doesn't particularly matter. Yeah. So we're going to give that a wipe over there. Look. Okay. Make sure it's all nice and clean round it. Put this back in. Like I said, it only goes in the one way. I mean, you can't put it in the wrong way. Now we're going to get this now. What I'm going to do, look, just a little tiny bit of oil. I'm just going to smudge it back only a bit over there like that. Yeah. And somewhere, there you go. I know I'll put them. Put this on the right way will be extremely useful. Okay. Just letting it go there for a minute while we get this one in. Okay. Right. Let me just get another piece of clean cloth. Now there probably is a chalk rinse setting for this, and I would imagine it would probably be 10 Newton meters or something, but to be honest with you, I've put so many of these on over my time that things like this, you've only just got to nip them up. It's pulling against rubber, that's absolutely fine. You don't want it any tighter than that. Right, our drain plug, I am going to use that original. That is perfect, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, now there's a little bit of oil come back in the thread, which is a good thing because that lets it go in nice. And again, get this, there's not a huge pull on it, just literally bite it into the copper. That's that side done, yeah, that's it, that's all that done. Now we did get a little bit on the frame, but again, that doesn't matter because we are actually going to spray all that frame down with the GT85. Right, so let's grab the camera and we will go round this side here. Okay, like that. And what we're going to do now is these three, yeah, and take off this. Now we might get a little bit come on the exhaust again, that will quickly wipe off. Oh, excuse me, no big deal with that. I'm going to move my phone a minute. I know you can't see, you know, you think I'm talking to myself, but I'm not. Well, I suppose I am really. Right, let's get the 8mm. Excuse me. Right, now we undo these. Just undo them if you can evenly so it pulls off, because this is a bit of spring loaded on here. And the same when you do it up, we don't want to put anything under unnecessarily pressing out. like I say, you will get a bit on the exhaust here. It's no big deal. You can just wipe that off. Keep the pressure closed, yeah, with your hands there, okay? And if you've never done this before, it's a good idea to note when you take this cover off which way round. Now the bottom one is a lot longer, yeah, much longer, okay? So get him there, that side, all right? So the two top ones, we'll put this side, and they are shorter. Right, now, gently release the pressure, okay? And let him go there. Now your spring is fitted in there. It's fitted, yeah? It's as simple as that. Now there's a groove there. See that groove there? Which you would almost think was intended for, hang on a sec, I've lost me rag a minute first of all. You would think that groove, yeah, and it is a positive groove, was intended for an O-ring, you know, a rubber O-ring to be put in there, wouldn't you? You would. There's no two ways about that. That is what you would think. Now, whether RE at the last minute decided, well, you know what, we're not going to do that and we're going to fit this gasket, and that's exactly what they have done. Who knows? And who knows the reasons to why. But I always remember the first time I did this bike, I thought that maybe there was no, you know, it had been forgotten to be fitted from the factory. You know, I thought, oh my God, you know, this should have had an O-ring in, and it hasn't. But no, that's what it is. There was never one put in there. So whether this maybe fits another model bike, and it has got the O-ring in, who knows? Who am I to say that Royal Enfield have cocked up? Hey, there you go. But you can clearly see, look, that is definitely a groove, and it's definitely got these notches in, yeah, the same as all the other housings for the O-rings. So I would say that it was going to have an O-ring, and then it never got one. Anyway, enough of the O-ring saga. Right, so I'm going to put that there for a minute, okay, and then we're going to, this is our old gasket here, look, yeah, okay, one old gasket. It's exactly the same as that kit that they give you with you've got a copper washer and you've got 3 more washers. I haven't the foggiest idea where they go. I really haven't, because none of these have them on at all. Right, so I'm just going to pull him out of there, and then you'll see you'll get a lot more come out. Okay, that's okay there. Put him in there. Right, I'll just get the new kit over here. Okay, so I'm just going to move some of these out the way a minute, yeah, and what I'm going to do is, look, I'm going to get the new filter, and I'm just going to douse it in a little bit of oil, yeah, Try not to drop it in, I've done that before. Yeah. Just so it's got a bit of oil on it. You don't have to submerge it fully, but just so that it's got a bit in. Yeah. And then get him in there and push him in like that. Make sure that he's home there. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to, yeah. Okay. Okay. That's that in there. And just wipe the excess out to there. Like I said, we can give the exhaust a bit of a clean down afterwards with a bit of brake cleaner, but for now that's fine. Right, so stick this on, making sure it goes the right way over the holes like so. Where's my cover? I'll put it round somewhere. There it is. Okay, now don't forget you're going to be spring loaded again. Okay, so you don't want a lot of pressure on it now. Just get each one, making sure that your bolts go through the holes. Yeah, the holes of the gasket. Yeah, you don't want that not lining up. Okay, so put them like that. Don't forget your long bolt goes to the bottom as well. Make sure you go straight through there and straight in, so it lines up nicely. Yeah. Right, let me just I need a rag of some description. This one's seen better days. I just need to go and get myself a bit of clean rag. Or paper towel, as the case may be. Okay, right, now what you want to do, you want to push this in, yeah, and then do each one up so that it nips it up and holds it to where you've got it pushed to, yeah, because you've got it pushed equally, yeah. So just do this up. Okay, like that. And then what you want to do, get your socket and just come round them, just nipping them up so it pulls it all. Okay, and then just put a little bit of pressure on each one. Again, not much, it's bedding on the gasket. You're going to check it anyway. Okay, that's that done. Okay, now what we can do now, give the exhaust and the underneath of this a bit of clean off look. Okay, like that. Right, hang on a sec. I should have got this before, but I didn't. So, for all those people that says, look, he's walking around the garage again, he didn't get it all before he started. Yes, you are completely right. And you know what? I can't even find what I want now. I have, don't worry. I've got it. Anyway, if I didn't do the walking, just think how unfit I'd be. Hey? Right, let's move our new oil for a minute. Okay, and plonk that down there like that. Oh, a bit of brake cleaner. Okay, getting it all off the frame there. Like I said, we're gonna redo that anyway. Give the glass a bit of a clean as well. Okay, that's that. I love the smell of brake cleaner, I really do. Right, I'm going to put that there. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we've got to fill it up, obviously. I always remember years ago, and it was years ago, there was a guy that I know, and he was doing exactly the same as this. Not only in them days, YouTube was not invented. Anyway, just a quick one. Make sure that what you're using is clean. Yeah, don't want to put anything dirty in. So yeah, YouTube, excuse me, was not invented, but he was talking to his mate and they was talking about all different things. And what he completely forgot to do was to put the new engine oil in. And he literally just put the filler cap in and got on his bike, because it wasn't on a ramp or nothing, and just rode it off. Well, you can imagine the consequences, can't you? You know, he had one seized up engine, and it's so easy to do. You know, when you are doing other things, it's, you know, it's like me. I'm talking to you guys, you know, and I have to double think a lot of things. Mind you, it's not unusual for me anyway. It's called old age, and it creeps up on us, unfortunately, without us really wanting to. I mean, when I've done this, I've got a little book. It sounds a bit, he's got a little black book. I wish. All the phone numbers in there, trust me, they're not phone numbers. Anyway, so I've got my little book, and then I'll put down what this had done to it, and the mileage, well, kilometres in this case, and yeah. Right, I'm just going to go and top up with a bit more oil. Right, now keep it on the side glass, because what you don't want to do is overfill this. That's the last thing that you want to do. It's not cool, to say the least. We're just starting to show up now, look. So okay. Now I always, when I get the final one, I always go above the second mark, always. And I've heard that even the RE mechanics do the same thing. You want to come above that second line there, yeah? I don't know whether you can you actually, I don't even know you're in the right position there. I don't think you are, to be honest. There's me waffling away there. And you're possibly, yeah, you are now, see? I mean, it's it's just above that setting line there, which is good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to, in a minute, I'm going to start the bike up just to whack it round the engine. But first of all, I'm going to move all some of the bits and pieces off, especially this oil, because I don't particularly want that flying all over the place. And if you just bear with me now, and I nearly did it again, is don't forget to put the filler plug in when you're going to start it up. Now, if anybody that says that was cleaned off, by the way, prior to me putting it in. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there for a minute. And I'm just going to lower the bike down because I don't want to start it way up in the air. I know I'm going the opposite way, but I've just got to take the weight off the security bar. Right, so I'll take it down there, look. Okay, and we'll start it up. We can have a look for leaks as well. Just come back here a minute while we're doing this, look. Yeah, okay. Oops, bit of a wobble there. It doesn't need much of a run, it only needs a quick start, just to make sure that we're not going to leak anywhere. Okay. Okay, that's all right there. And this side's fine. Okay, that's all good. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pump it back up again. Okay. And then by the time I've pumped this up and I get back round there, then we can check the level and see how it's done. And then what I'm going to do is, obviously I've got to put the engine bar back on, but you don't need to really see me do that because there's a video on that one if you want to watch them being fitted in the first place. It's an old one, but it's still a video. And I've got to put the sump back on. Again, you know, that's neither here or there. It's a simple process. Right, so we need to give that a couple of minutes to soak back down, okay? And in the meantime, I'm just going to grab my milk. Very good for your milkies, does you the world of good. Oops, there you go. And that should be starting to come back, and then we can get a watch it on that. And then I'm going to get my chair down here and give the underneath a good spray. And then what I've got left to do is, or the only other thing that I'm going to do on the bike is, let's just put you back up here a minute while we're just chatting, is I'm going to check the front and rear brake calipers. Now, last year about this time I completely stripped them down. This year all I'm going to do, I'm just going to give them a clean out. I'm not going to split them and grease them because I haven't used this bike much this year, so it hasn't done much distance at all. So I know that the brakes will be absolutely perfect, but it doesn't hurt to take the pads out and to clean the pads. That's the last job, front and back. When that's done, that's it. It's off the ramp and it's just crying out for the sunshine to be done. And as soon as we got that, I will be a happy bunny. Okay, so that basically now that's about just at the bottom line, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're gonna bring the oil round. Oh, milk. Aye, excellent stuff. And why do I drink milk? Well, I tell you why I drink milk. Apart from the fact that it's full of calcium, it's good for you, and I do actually like the taste of it. But one of the other reasons that I drink milk is because, apparently so, milk lowers the uric acid in the body. And of course, uric acid plays a huge part in the production of crystals that play havoc with your arthritis and your joints. So the more I can get rid of them little chappies, the better I'll be. Okay, so let's just do this. Give this the final check up. Now this is where you don't want to go too quick. Bit at a time, let it soak down. I mean, you know, the first time you run it, you're going to check it anyway, so it doesn't particularly matter, but we want to try and get this not too much over the OTT. Like I said, overfill is terrible. It can cause all sorts of problems to the engine seals. That's the last thing that you want. And there we go, it's coming up quite nicely now. So the weather today, like I said, it's been a mixed bag today. It's cold. Probably actually not as cold as it has been, I suppose, but showery still. It doesn't know what to do. It keeps going like really dark and then it sort of calms down a bit, you know. But yeah, such is life. Right, when that last bit's gone down, that's going to be okay there. I'll put that away later to save a bit of time. Just have a final clean around here. That's a nice level there. In fact, hang on a second, you know what, I might actually just put a little bit more in there. Looking at it, there's me saying I'll go over the top line, and so a little bit more. Won't hurt. Okay, that's excellent. Right, I'm just going to put this out of the way a minute. Okay. Give this another wipe. It's all nice and clean again. Right. Okay, so that's it. Now, so the only thing I'm going to do now, don't over tighten that. Remember, it's on a rubber seal, so you know, if you do it too tight, the only thing that you're doing is shortening the life of the rubber seal. Right. So what I'm going to do now is, look, I'm just going to move this so I don't trip over it. I'm going to get my little seat there. I'm going to get me a new little rag, roll my sleeves up because it's bound to go everywhere, and I'm going to get this now. Let's see what sort of position is best to get you in. Yeah, I don't know, something like that maybe. Probably about there, I think. Yeah. Probably about there. I think you can see more or less what I'm doing. Because all I'm going to do here, yeah, all I'm going to do here, look, I'm just going to get this now. Now, one thing I am going to do, I'm going to just spray inside there. That's the holes for where the what's it goes, yeah, for the, oops, for the bash plate goes, yeah. So you can get all that there, and get that side of that there, look, while they're there, yeah. Good spray underneath and clean the engine. Get this back. Whoops. Okay, like that. Yeah. You can get to the linkage, the back of it, while the bash plate's off. Or get all the stand done. Okay. There we go. Now, I think if I just go round the other side, you still should be able to get that on there, hopefully. Just get there. Okay. Always a little bit more awkward with the exhaust there, but it will burn off. Right, and that's it now. What you can do, I mean, I'll tell you a very important thing, is mind the mat there now, because, well, the actual, just mind what you're doing, because I always give mine a good clean off afterwards. Now, hang on a sec, because what I might do while you're here is we've got our bash plate. Hopefully this is going to pick it all up. And we get all this back on here. Just put him in there to just hold that. Right. Hang on. Let me just trundle round here. Hopefully not knocking everything out of the way. Okay, now you can see why I sprayed down these holes, can't you? You know, it just it's where the chassis goes. Where, you know, it goes in, sorry, to the frame, chassis, whatever you want to call it. Okay, get them two there. Get everything done up by hand. Now, like I said, the other side are more awkward because you have got it that you've got The exhaust is in the way. So these two can be attached. Okay. Like I say, not the, maybe having big fingers don't help, eh? If you had slim, I could do my daughter here, she's got long, thin fingers. It wouldn't have been a problem to her. But for me, it is a pain in the bum. Even to do it up, because you can't get a socket in. So, you know, because the exhaust pipe runs so close to all this. But still, we'll get there. Okay, that's that one done up. Right, 8mm on the front of here. No, it's not an 8mm, is it? Is it a 10mm? 10mm probably. Or a 10mm when I find it. What have I got there? That's the 11, that's why. That's a 10. There we go. Okay, pull him up there. So that oil settled there nice right in there, so that's good. Okay, that's them two done. Oh. Just do these two up. Okay, job done. Right, let's get you up. So that's all the bash plate back on. I wasn't going to put it on when you was here. As it happened, I did, and it was a bugger to do, but still, never mind. Right, so let's put this back up for a bit. Okay, put him there. Right. So, whoops, another job done. Yeah, oil changed. Bash plate cleaned out, frame, bottom of the engine all sprayed with my famous GT85, love the stuff. New filter, new oil, that's it, excellent. So basically, like I said, apart from just checking the brakes, which I'll probably do tomorrow or Tuesday, and then that's it, the bike is completely done. It's not going to do a lot of miles over the winter, although I'll probably use this one. I do want to do this Christmas light thing, and I'll probably use the Himalayan for that. Right, well that's it. Unfortunately the weekend's nearly over. I don't think any of us have had a good... Having said that, I was out this morning in the car, and France, they love the push bikes, they really do. It is the country of men in lycra. It doesn't matter what shape you are, as in body shape, or what shape you are, as in energy shape. Excuse me, talking of shape. But they love it, don't they? The first bit of like, oh my God, it's nearly dry, out they go. And you know what? I'll tell you something now, right? I think it's great. Every man for his own sort of enjoyment. You know, I mean, I love motorbikes. You know, some people love cycling, some people love jogging or walking, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. But I passed down here this morning a group of them. There must have been, I don't know, 15 of them. And they virtually took the whole road up. You know, they were like 4 or 5 abreast. Which, the trouble is, they then seem to think that they own the road, you know? It's like, oh, no, you know, we're here and that's it. And, you know, it's so annoying. There's a word, gentlemen, it's called respect. Everybody should have respect for what everybody else does or is going to do, you know? And that's why people, and I hear it such a lot, especially the French car drivers, they absolutely detest the cyclists. They moan like hell about them. And when you see a group of them this morning that so arrogantly wouldn't get out the way, and yet they'd be the first ones to be screaming, lying on their backsides if something happened, you know, that's why, gentlemen, that's why people dislike you at times, because you are so arrogant that you will not give way. We all use the road, it doesn't matter what you're on, and we should all share it equally. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rant on it, so rant over. And well, not a rant, I don't rant. Right, like I said, the weekend's virtually gone. Next week should be a bit milder. Might actually get out on one of the bikes, you never know. Right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was some use to somebody. Simple little thing, but again, keeping your bike efficiently running is very important. Right, if you did like it, give me a thumbs up, that would be absolutely great. If you want to leave a comment, that would be better, or better still, if you want to subscribe to me, that would be brilliant. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves and bye for now.